What's up, suckers? Welcome back. My name is Joe, and it has been a while since I have been on, and let me tell you why. The reality is, I quit. I didn't quit like doing this. I mean, I did. I did. But I've quit a lot of things over the past few weeks, and my life is better for it, if I'm being quite honest with you. So the last time that I recorded, um, I uh, was basically going through a transition phase, kind of waking myself up on a mental level. So, what has happened since then is I don't really play video games anymore, um, which is fantastic because video games are something I've done for a very long time, and they have sucked a lot of time out of what I have needed to do as a person, right? So I pretty much quit playing video games. Now, I mean, I'll probably get back into them eventually, but it's really nice to be taking a break. As of right now, I'm probably 6 to 8 weeks into not even playing video games. So it's fantastic. Um, Overall, it's just really fantastic. My desk has just become a catch-all for all of the crap I really don't want to deal with because I don't sit at my desk anymore. So I don't, it's just been piling up. I haven't had a reason to, you know, go through stuff and throw it away if I need to or what have you. Honestly, it's a really great feeling if I'm being completely honest with you. Another thing that has changed, another thing that I have quit is caffeine. Now, that being stated, I do still allow myself to have some coffee here and there, but it's not an everyday thing like it used to be. It's like maybe every 8 to 10 days, I'll allow myself to have, like today I'm doing 2 cups of coffee. But in general, it might be I might allow myself to stop at one of the coffee places here in town and get a latte or something like that. For the most part, though, caffeine is completely out. Even though I work at a pizzeria where I get free soda all day long, I don't even drink soda when I'm at work. Um, oh, Janie's Janie's getting excited again. But so we're not I'm not doing caffeine anymore. Not doing video games anymore. I have also um, I've also it's not necessarily a quit thing. I've actually started doing something. I've started dieting. Um, Over the past few weeks, I have lost at least 35 pounds. It's been almost 2 weeks since I have weighed myself last, and I have been going to the gym and I've been doing other stuff that's actually healthy for me. Um, and so I am going to be weighing myself here in 2 days when I go back to when I go to the gym on next Thursday, because that will be 2 weeks from my first weigh-in. And we'll see if I've continued to lose weight, because up to that point, 2 weeks ago, I hadn't been going to the gym. So I had just been losing weight. I hadn't been actually building muscle. So now I'm building muscle and still getting thinner. So I don't actually expect my weight to have changed that much. I still think that I'm going to be around, that 260-pound area. But I'm really hoping that I have lost weight. My ultimate goal is to get back down to about 185 to 200 pounds. That's going to be my ultimate, my ultimate goal when it comes down to my health and my size. Speaking of size, I'm really excited for this one. So for the first time in a few years, I'm actually wearing a 1XL shirt, and it fits. I've, it's really exciting to me. That's something I haven't been able to do in years. Years. Is actually wear a 1XL shirt and have it fit properly. That's those last two words that, make the difference, right? Fit properly. I'm also in 1XL pants, shorts, and what have you. I am super excited, and it's all because I quit. I quit feeling sorry for myself. I quit just doing whatever I wanted in the moment, and I started to care about myself more than anything. And I think that's the biggest thing for me is I was so wrapped up in what I have been doing wrong as a person. So one of the things that has, basically kept me from advancing myself is I'm a very, how do I put it? I am constantly in my own head about what I'm not doing right, that it allows me from actually doing what I need to do, so that way I can feel like I'm doing right. And I think that's the biggest the biggest change is I kind of quit doing that. And the biggest way that I was able to do that is, and it's been my biggest hurdle ever since ever since I was young, is I quit thinking about what is going to get me into a relationship. And that was when I just kind of said, well, it's not going to happen anytime soon, so we're just going to go ahead and do whatever I need to do anyway. And that's been the biggest change, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, out of all of this, is I quit trying to do things to impress women. That's what I quit. And that's what allowed me to start focusing on myself. And, it's really, really crazy to say it out loud, if I'm being completely honest with you. Originally it came out of a place of anger, like, oh, it doesn't matter what I do. I just, never get the results that I want. And so then I was like, well, but I never get the results that I want from, losing weight, from now the video game thing that just kind of naturally happened. I talked in my last video about the fact that I have been promoted at work. And with that, I have been working far longer hours than I was before. And so there she goes again. Wait, I better. My camera's backwards from what's actually happening here. But so everything just kind of so I apologize, I got derailed. So with that change of mindset came a lot of other changes. So once I started focusing more on work and having to work more hours, I had less time for video games, which means that I would come home and I would actually just park my butt on the couch and I would play with Janie and all that stuff, as opposed to playing video games. Or I would come home and I would start working on spreadsheets, whether through work or for other things, which is another episode that I still need to make, is my budgeting episode. It is currently the 19th of April. So I'm going to be doing I'm going to be doing a new budget for May anyway, so I might as well record that for you guys. And I'm actually going to be doing a brand new budget because I've been using my old budget from when I had all of the credit cards and my car loan and all that stuff, and I've just been continuing it. But a lot of prices have changed, and so my old template needs to be updated anyway. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm actually going to be making a whole new spreadsheet, and so I'll just kind of walk you through how I do it. Hopefully it's not more than like a 20-minute video, but Excel does its own thing sometimes, so we'll see. So to kind of get back onto the track of kind of going through the other things that I've quit, I mentioned that I have quit caffeine. Caffeine and ADHD are not friends. For the longest time, I thought that I can't focus if I don't have caffeine. And the reality is, ever since I've quit caffeine, my focus has increased tenfold. Now, do I still have times where I forget stuff immediately after it's told me? Absolutely. Is my ADHD cured because I'm not drinking coffee anymore? No. But it is much, much better. Another thing that's much better is my stuttering. Even when I get to the point where I am just completely frustrated and stressed, I will still stutter, occasionally, but it's not as bad as it was. I mean, there were a couple of times at work where I would start stuttering, and I literally just got stuck on and that was it would just go, and I couldn't stop it. And that has pretty much stopped. All of that has pretty much stopped. Again, it's not 100% gone, but my ability to avoid stuttering is much higher without caffeine. Another thing that not having the caffeine has helped is my moodiness, honestly. In general, I'm in a much better mood without caffeine. I'm not, worrying about whether or not I've got my caffeine, and so that's honestly been the biggest help, is not having to worry about whether or not I've got my caffeine. So, like, whether or not I woke up too late to make a pot of coffee, or I've got to go to the coffee store? No. Restaurant? Kiosk? Coffee kiosk. On the way to work or something like that. There are so many things that have changed about my attitude just because I quit caffeine. And it didn't really even take that long for me to quit caffeine. It was probably a good 4 or 5 days where I really missed it, though. But after that hump, after you kind of get over it, and let me tell you, the first day that I was out of caffeine, or that I was off of caffeine, I was told that I needed to get back onto caffeine. And the second day that I was off of caffeine, I was told I needed to get back onto caffeine. But then the third day, everything was starting to mellow out. And the fourth day, things were really mellow. And then the fifth day, I was finally like, hey, I was just in a constant groove of, we're just going to go in, we're going to get stuff done. I'm drinking water. And it got to a point where I started to get bored of water. And I would just start, buying lemonade and then mixing water and lemonade or something like that. So avoiding caffeine has been a tremendous help. Also, working out. So once I stopped feeling sorry for myself, and once I started to kind of see the effects that I was having from working so much, and from so I started my diet. I got myself onto it's just low calories. Not even gonna lie, it's not like a fad diet or anything like that. I'm still eating pasta, still eating pizza, I'm still eating bread. I still eat the things I like, just eating a hell of a lot less of it. And that is the big change. Is also, I cook at home a lot more. This past week, I tried cooking tilapia for the first time. There are a lot of things I would change. Not a lot, honestly. It turned out pretty good, but I could have done better. So it's something for me to build on when it comes down to like flavor palettes or what have you. Really looking forward to that. Fish in general, really easy to cook, especially if you've got, use your oven or your toaster oven or an air fryer or something like that. Very easy stuff to cook. I decided that I had a whole bunch of money burning a hole in my pocket, so I bought some smoothie mixes from Costco, which ended up just being frozen berries, and that pissed me off. So don't waste your money on that stuff, folks. Just buy some frozen friggin' berries and throw them in a blender with some water. There you go. That's your smoothie. That's your superfood smoothie. Plus, you won't get the kale that's built into it, so it won't taste like grass. Ugh, that stuff was nasty. Aside from that, though, eating a lot less of stuff. So I, for example, cooked up a batch of pasta last week or the week before, and I portioned it out to where it lasted me like 5 days. Yeah, I mean, I ate one packet of pasta over 5 days, right? And with as little as I've been eating, it ended up actually being enough food that like I could eat it in one sitting. And for the most part, I do now. It's unintentional intermittent fasting, right? But with my work schedule and working around food, I just don't get hungry. If I'm being quite honest, I can work a 13-hour day on Saturday, and I don't even get hungry. Like I'll just go the entire day without eating anything because I'm around food all day long. Last thing I want is to ingest anything. But that is a form of intermittent fasting, especially if you keep it on the schedule. And it's actually helpful. Apparently, it's helpful for your body. Apparently, it helps you lose weight faster. I've never lost weight this fast. I mean, when I talk about the 35 pounds that I lost, that was over the course of about 6 weeks or so. Of actual like being conscious of what I'm doing and changing my diet and all that stuff. It's been incredible. It's crazy. Like lower your calories. Just lower your calories. That's all it took. Stop eating so damn much. Stop eating Girl Scout cookies every day. Which I was doing. I'm not even gonna lie about it, and it was delicious. But yeah, the biggest thing that changed over the last 4 weeks since I've recorded anything is I quit, and I recommend it for everyone. I do. We're not all going to be quitting the same things, right? But if you're not happy with where you're at, or maybe there's somewhere else you want to go, you're gonna have to quit something. That's just what it is. And it's okay to quit stuff. I have a coworker who has quit drinking, and seeing their life turn around so much has been absolutely incredible. And I'm not even gonna lie about that. Like their story ever, from when they had to quit drinking, but then now to where they don't want to drink again. It's incredible. It's so wonderful to see. And then, talking about that, I mean, seeing what happened with my sister, who was hard and really, really into hard drugs for a very long time. So long, in fact, that I didn't know if there would ever be any redemption for her outside of a casket. And unfortunately, fortunately, right? Like there's a silver lining to this. Unfortunately, it did involve a casket, but fortunately, it wasn't hers. And she's over 1.5 years clean, encroaching 2 years of clean, of being sober. I shouldn't even say clean. It's her choice now. She's sober. And the turnaround in her life is just absolutely amazing. It's because she quit, and she has an amazing story. So, and that's something that I'm hoping that I can convince her to come on and actually record with me and have us actually have a conversation about this. And that is one of the episodes of my Talking Head series that I would really love to do. So hopefully I can get that set up. We'll see. I have asked my coworker if they would want to do this. They give a very stark no. So we do have that. But for the most part, though, yeah, I recommend you quit. Seriously, give it a thought. With that, I'm done with this episode, so thank you so much for hanging out. If you have any suggestions for future episodes, please let me know. If you have any suggestions or any comments on this episode, please feel free to comment. If you like this episode, please like the video, and if you are not subscribed, please do so. This actually helps me out quite a bit. And I am trying to grow my channel. Believe it or not, 4 weeks without a video, kind of hard to say that, right? But I've been making huge life changes, and unfortunately, that does come at a cost. And a few weeks into a YouTube channel, that's not going to hurt me. So thank you so much. You guys take care, and I will see you next time. What's going on, everybody? My name is Critic, and welcome back to my channel. I messed that up. Hey suckers, welcome back. My name is Joe, and I just punched the microphone.